Hello, all. If you don't know who I am, my name is Blakberry, and I am the owner and creator of the home team with Blakberry. That's Blakberry, no C, just a K, on YouTube. Also of Blackberry Lyrics. Once again, that's Blackberry, no C, just a K, on Instagram, Facebook, and X. Recently, I have been accused of being jealous of Mad Mike Sports, of wanting his position. Make sure y'all see it. His position by one of his Muppets, the therapist, Atlanta tactician 78, whatever the fuck his name is. I've also, by others in his little circle of Muppets like OG Sam and K Styles, have been accused of being ungrateful. I've been accused of not appreciating an opportunity that was given to me by Mad Mike Sports. I've been accused of being a part of some conspiracy to secretly try to take down Mad Mike Sports. But I'm going to do something that he says that I've been doing everything, Mad Mike Sports. Something he says I've been doing everything in my power to do, which is to expose him for being a liar, a manipulative narcissist. I believe he's a bullshit artist who is an introvert, shows narcissistic traits, but he's definitely delusional, pompous, liar, and he's paranoid as fuck. And his little circle of Muppets are also starting to carry some of his traits. Proverbs 22:24 through 25 says to not befriend hot-tempered men and do not associate with them, or you may learn his ways and entangle yourself in a snare. His name is literally Mad Mike, and he has become known in the Falcon creating niche, content creating niche, for going on rants about things the Falcons do, games the Falcons play, and things that Atlanta Falcons fans say. He's known for these rants, and he carries this persona, Mad Mike, to the core, I believe. And well, Proverbs 22:24 through 25 says to not befriend someone of such nature, right? Sixth man K Styles, Mr. Tactician 78 or Atlanta Therapist or one or whatever the fuck you want to call yourself. That's what you've done. And you found yourself in this snare with me. I probably was the wrong one to do this with. I think in the back of your heads, you know you've made a grave mistake. Styles and One, I don't blame you because you're both followers, easily manipulated, and really just wanted a friend. You met up with Mad Mike Sports somehow, some way, and I know how. One, because you've said as much, and two, because I know more than you think I do. You've made a grave mistake. Now, OG Sam, I know you use this to be what you are at your core, what you naturally are, which is a bully. Because you say things like, my heart pumped Kool-Aid. Or you might say something like, me and you both know that I'm not like that. Like you know me. So I know that Mike is not the catalyst to how you were choosing to go about all of this. This is where we're going to start. What I'm about to play you is a live that Six Man K Styles and Mad Mike were hosting about a couple months back. It's called the STS on the Six Man K Styles channel. They dropped the link. K Styles dropped the link after I asked him to, so I could address the things that they were saying. And this is what happened.
Let me tell y'all what this guy did. His partner Dunn. I said this was during when Michigan was winning the championship. They had already won it or not. Y'all know Dunn is a Michigan fan. In our group chat, I jokingly said, who gives a fuck, when he said something about Michigan. I'm a Georgia Bulldog fan. I talk shit about sports. That's what I do. His homeboy Dunn decides that he wants to go on a tangent about how I need to be more respectful and mindful when somebody's giving me an opportunity. Right after, and this is coincidentally around the same time my channel is being taken down. So Mike decides to come in my chat and tell me that we're going to have to put me on a temporary leave, like I work for that motherfucker or some shit. They're going to have to put me on a temporary leave, as he said, until my channel gets sorted out. I didn't have no problem with that.
That was a decision. No. Those two different situations. That's two different situations.
What's two different situations?
That had nothing to do with that.
What's two different situations?
Those two situations. You bringing up temporary leave. That's not what a temporary leave is about.
That's all I'm doing. I'm giving a timeline.
That's not the same. That's not the same.
This is around the same time my channel's getting taken down.
So, as you see in that clip, I'm giving a timeline for when this tension between all of us ignited, right? And for some reason, without me even getting to that point, Mike jumps in to defend his actions. And what I'm explaining in that clip right there is in our group chat that we have, Atlanta Falcons Nation. In our group chat that we have, that he is a part of, another friend of theirs that's supposedly started all of their content creating ventures with Mike Dunn. He made a statement about Michigan. I said, who gives a fuck, jokingly, something that's very common in conversations that all of us have regarding sports or whatever else. And he goes on this straight tangent. He goes on this straight bitch fit in the middle of the day now on the chat about how I'm ungrateful and I need to be more respectful of the opportunity that somebody giving me and all of this. And it's really coming out of nowhere. It's coming out of left field. But it's clearly got the energy behind it that it's been discussed between him and others within the group before, excluding me from said conversations. So when I hear this energy coming from him, it catches me off guard. It's like, oh, whoa. First of all, I didn't know I had that kind of tension with Dunn. I thought me and him I thought we was all right. Thought we was cool. But apparently, there's been talk behind closed doors about me not being appreciative and being ungrateful for reasons that we'll get to later in his opinion. We'll get to those reasons why they think that later. Let's continue.
Around the time Dunn go on his little tangent, go on his little sissy fit that he had.
What that got to do with me?
Because that's your boy.
Because that's what we're talking about right here.
That's your boy. And when you seen he
So,
had,
so you're telling me because you have an issue with Kev. Let's stop. Because what you're saying, sir, what you're saying, because you have an issue with Kev, that you have an issue with Dunn. It's me.
My issue that developed with Kev was that it looked like he was harboring me and your issue.
So who you see just came up on the panel, that's Maggie. That's Maggie T from Maggie T Productions, who is the owner and sole proprietor of Atlanta Falcon Nation. Listen to what I said. Sole proprietor of Atlanta Falcon Nation. Listen to what she has to say. Because in this video, before the clip that I played, from what I played so far, but earlier in this video, both 6-Man K Styles and Mad Mike proclaimed that they never had a problem with Blakberry. They've never had an issue with Blakberry. Listen on.
That's my issue I have.
You assuming. You assuming.
Can I jump in? Can I jump in,
You
please?
assume that.
Can
You
I jump in?
assume that.
Can I jump in, please?
Go ahead, Maggie.
And I'm gonna need everybody to be quiet for a moment. Because and I don't even like doing this shit. I never do like doing this shit, but I feel like I have to. Because of course, a lot of this is shots fired, and then when the hand is hidden, this is the real issue here. There was a clip of Blakberry that was just played. Now, this is bringing the issue to the public. And of course, Blakberry decide, hey, I hear the video, you're bringing this up. I want to discuss it with you two guys. Now, even before that, my name was brought up in this conversation, and I didn't say anything because I'm just gonna sit back and listen. Now, I'm just like Wolf. I am not a sides person at all. I've always been neutral to every single body. But I do know that there is an issue here between the two. And let's get real. Let's get serious about that. And
so, as much as they both proclaim that they've never had an issue, as much as they both proclaim to never have had an issue with me, Maggie just blew all that up. Because she said those issues came to her from them, or at least one of them. And you can bet it was Mad Mike and not Styles. There's a lot more, y'all.
it was discussions behind the scenes that did happen and conversations that did happen that became an argument because I heard it. I heard about it. it. It came through me. I might not have been physically on the thread, but of course it comes back to me as the person that has to be behind the scenes of every single thing. And that became the problem. When I asked the two to address it, it's always, I don't have an issue with anybody. Let's keep it real.
You don't say.
At some point, there was something that had been said from the beginning of time.
From the beginning of time. So we're going to pause that right there. And we're going to go to the beginning of time. Y'all ready to go to the beginning of time with me? If you see that time stamp, this thread started August 5th, 2022. August 5th, 2022. The person that initiated this thread, this conversation, damn, now my laptop want to act like my phone, slow as shit, was me. The very first message is from me. Now, this is in regards to when I first came on to AFN, to Atlanta Falcons Nation. I debuted on a show called The Regulators. You all know it all very well. I debuted on Atlanta Falcon Nation on The Regulators show, which is hosted by Magnus. And that's when I debuted. Some time later, this was months later. This had to be maybe 3 months later. I noticed a lot of I'll just read the thread I'll read it for you so you can see why I approached Mad Mike. The guy that says he thinks that as a man you go to another man if you got an issue with him, and you don't bring your behind the scenes issue or your personal issues to the public. That's what Mad Mike's going to say in a video we're going to react to in just a minute here. But he proclaims that I do whole shit, and he see the bitch shit, and he ain't with the whole shit. Well, as you see here, when I first thought if this dude had an issue with me, I went to him about it. Now, this was in 2022. Just gonna zoom in a little bit for you. I got to move the screen. Can I move the screen? I can't do all that. All right. So I approached him. I said, I need a sidebar with you, bro. You down for a one-on-one? He said, a sidebar. Ask him why. I said, I want to talk one-on-one. He said, about. I said, I just want to hash out some shit. That's all. How about it? He says, what's there to hash out? I'm confused. See, already he's deflected. Already. Okay. And me and this dude don't know each other well at all at this stage. At all. He said, what's there to hash out? I'm confused. I said, I'd rather talk about it. Man to man, not on this DM shit. I wanted to talk to him verbally on phone call or in person, which he proclaims that I've been running from doing. I said, an innocent convo, bro. Not here. Not here to stir nothing up. But then I said, fuck it, because I could tell he wasn't going to he wasn't gonna be for having a conversation verbally or in person. So I said, all right. So I said, fuck it. I said, we can do it right here. Do you have a problem with me? Because I feel like you come for me when you see something I say that you have that you have a difference of opinion with, and try to make me look stupid, just to end up saying the same thing I said, just in a different way. So what is it? And then I said, and this is just to clear up some tension I feel between us because I don't know you well, and vice versa. But am I wrong about there being some tension between us? Is it just me? These are my words in 2022. And the reason why I felt like it was that tension was because the first time I encountered Mike in Atlanta Falcon Nation 2 and Mad Mike Sports, they were doing a live. I hadn't become a part of their platform yet. And I clicked the link on one of their lives. They had dropped the link, and the discussion was about Matt Ryan and my views on it being time to move on from Matt Ryan. He and mostly everybody else on that panel that night felt differently than how I felt. And we all know at that time back then, Mad Mike would go on a bitch fit, on a tear. He'll have one of his little damn rants about somebody saying it's time to move on from Matt Ryan, or somebody saying Matt Ryan ain't good enough no more. Whatever the case was, he'd go on a fucking rant. So I already knew he knew me from that. He already knew from that encounter, and he probably saw me do some videos talking about it. So that's why I felt after I came on and had done some shows with him that it felt kind of like he was coming after me, after my takes, a little hard. You know, I don't know him that well yet. I mean, apparently that's just what he does with everybody now that I know that now. But apparently that's just what he does with everybody. But I didn't know that. I was green. I was green to content creating. I was green to the platform and all that. So this is me approaching him like a man, asking him, do we have an issue? And I asked him at the end, I said, is it just me? Now see me, I'm humbled in all this, right? He responds with, there's no tension. I have no idea what you mean. We're doing a show, and read everyone's comments. This is the same bullshit out he takes, even with people that aren't content creators that just comment on his shit. He said, I'm not sure why you feel like you're picked on. So I explained it to him. I said, so tonight I said, culture changes with winning. You and K Styles went on, and mind you, that's the only time I say K Styles' name in this sentence. You and K Styles went on and on about identity and ended up saying you can't win without culture. But the key word in the statement was changes. You made it seem as though I was saying there's no culture until you win. You twisted my words to make up unnecessary point. A couple weeks ago, you did something similar in the Matt Ryan debate. My opinion was I wanted to see something different that didn't involve Matt Ryan anymore. You went to defending Matt as though I was saying he wasn't good enough anymore. Also, an unnecessary point to my opinion, because I didn't criticize his abilities at all. You said my opinion was bullshit. I let that slide out of respect for Maggie and the panel. But to me, that's utter disrespect. Those are my natural feelings at that time. Like I said, green to content creating, definitely green to his platform and how he goes on these rants and tangents. And he responds with, "What you mean, let's slide? What's the point of this conversation?" As if he didn't just read what the fuck I just said. He must have just read a portion of it. He said, "Because you're on my platform, that alone should valid enough that I respect your thoughts. Mind you, Atlanta Falcons Nation's sole proprietor is Maggie T. And we'll talk about that some more too." But I went on. I said, "Tonight also, I said, no one cares about the culture you're trying to create if you're not winning. You told the viewers," I said, "no one cares about you if you're not winning. You changed the wording of my statement to better prove what you were saying." And this is something that not just myself has noticed about Mike, but a lot of other people that's been involved with him as a creator or somebody that's been in the chat saying, interacting with something that he's saying. Excuse me. But he either has he either can't understand things the way normal people can when they read it, or he got some kind of weird dyslexia where he twists up even things that people say sometimes. Either way, he got a way of trying to twist what you're saying to try to prove whatever point he's trying to make. He does that a lot. And a lot of the time he make up shit too, which we're going to get into that too. And then I said, and that's why I didn't continue to respond in the chat out of respect for your platform. Now, I want y'all to remember something. Now, this, what I'm reading, y'all, is the initial time that I approached him asking him if he had an issue with me, all the way back in 2022. This is me approaching him, man to man, in his DMs. I suggested we do it in person or over the phone at least. He wasn't even responding to that. So I said, fuck it. And I did it right here in his DMs. He said, "It's our platform. Maggie and I built it. I went along with her bringing you on. So if you feel some type of way, that's something you have to get over." So this dude, instead of humbling himself and saying, "Hey man, it ain't like that. That's how that's just how I react to. That's just how I am. It is what it is." Instead of him doing that, he goes off and says that this is my platform and all of that shit. Like, no shit. And then he admits right here, he went along with Maggie bringing me on. So the way he puts this is as if he had, maybe he had second thoughts about whether or not he wanted me on the platform or not. Why feel the need to say it's our platform, Maggie and I built it? I went along with her to bring you on. Why say the part I went along with her to bring you on? And I want y'all to keep this in mind too. I never talked to Mike about coming on to Atlanta Falcons Nation. Never. Not one conversation did me and him have about me being under his tutelage. Not one conversation did me and him have about me being some understudy or me being whatever the fuck Juan and Sam and K Style is, whatever the fuck they are. I don't fucking know. Or whatever the hell else anybody else he think he is over there. I never had a conversation like that. And I'm going to actually show y'all the email. Well, now I ain't even got to show y'all that between me and Maggie, because it is me and her getting in contact with one another about me joining. All I said was I'd be an excellent addition to the team. But even in the conversation me and Maggie have, we have no discussion about me being under some learning tree. I'm literally thinking that I'm coming over there just to be a part of the team, not to be studying from them or anything like that. And I'm not somebody that refuses learning. You know, if it's something for me to learn, of course I'm there. I'm there to learn it all day long, every day. I learn something every day. But the intentional teaching of something was never discussed between myself and Maggie, and especially not Mad Mike. Me and him never even had a conversation about me coming on to Atlanta Falcon Nation. And as you see right here, you could tell he had an issue with it in the beginning anyway. But he went along with Maggie bringing me on. So I said, but I had to get this off my chest. Seems like you come for me, bro, just saying. This is me coming to him like a man, like he claims I run from doing. Bro, I got too much going on to focus on you. It's not that deep. And I said, okay, it's not that deep and it's just me. I'll squash it. But don't disregard me trying to get clarity. And that's basically what the rest of that said. After that, the next conversation we have, now this conversation, I'm going to remind you, right here, August 5th, 2022, was this conversation. The next conversation me and him have is January 19th, 2023 in DM, in direct messaging on Facebook. This is just him asking me how I felt, what were my thoughts on one of the shows that we were having. I didn't think it was anything wrong. The joking and carrying on that they do today, I'm pretty sure that show wouldn't even have as much as the damn shit they be doing now. These and to get to just show you the last conversation me and him had is that this right here is what he's referring to when he says he approached me about said issue, and we're gonna get to that in a minute when we react to the video. And this is gonna be a long video for all y'all that's watching. I'm gonna cut it up as much as I can, but I promise you want to stick around for it. I'm sorry, I'm a little digested. I ate not too long ago. So this is him after. Look at this. This is March 22nd, 2024. Okay. He's deleted the message he sent me when he first said that he was going to have to and I don't know, I don't know if he deleted or if he sent it from a different account. Well, but the initial message he sent me saying he wanted to put me on a temporary leave until I could prove that my channel was reinstated or YouTube was whatever, to prove my channel was reinstated. So this is what it says. I see you on Maggie's show last night. Until you can provide proof or YouTube grants or reinstates your channel, we cannot risk having you. It would jeopardize everyone's show. Ty, Will, Madness, and the new Ladybirds. Too much at stake and too much to lose. Hope all is well. Continue blessings. Now, if anybody doesn't know, my channel was, and I gave him a thumbs up. My channel was my initial channel, my first channel, the one that was monetized. it got taken down by YouTube for copyright strikes that I got when they first started doing those damn AI bots that go, that just go from channels trying to find copyrighted content. So he's claiming that I didn't follow the rules. That's why my channel got taken, and it's my fault. I don't know what he's saying. What my fault is, like in regards to not being of Mad Mike Sports, but I don't give a fuck about Mad Mike Sports, bro. I don't. You ain't got no proof, no messages of me trying to get no links to none of y'all shit. I ain't called you. I ain't sent you no message trying to get on your shit or none of that. So I don't even know what that shit all about. All this you did it to yourself. Did what to myself? Lose my channel? Because that was because of copyright strike I got all at one time that automatically got my channel taken down by YouTube because I got them all at one time. And they were old. It was old content that was over. Some of it was over a year old. That those AI bots went and found a sound effect that it claims is copyrighted by Sony. The sound effect that I'm talking about is the disaster weather alert siren in your city. The that was the copyrighted content that the damn AI bots tried to say that I couldn't use, which that is on any switchboard that a producer or somebody like that would use. I don't know how that ended up getting strike, but it did. So anyway, this is what he's referring to now in these messages, and this is March 22nd, 2024. March 22nd, 2024, when he sends this. Okay. The next conversation we have on DM is November 20th, 2024. Well, he gets upset because he saw me on Maggie's channel. Now, mind you, I restarted a channel by then. I created a new channel and I had to get approved by YouTube to go live on YouTube. They had to approve me to go live. I just couldn't do it with my old channel. They didn't give it back to me, which I'm still fighting. But he says, I asked kindly, this because he seen me on another. Maggie dropped the link for fan appreciation or something like that, and I was on there. If anybody knows, I was on there disguising my voice, playing around with it. So he says, I asked kindly and respectfully to stay off the platform until I was provided proof of what YouTube, sending an email, screenshot a document. You gave a thumbs up, assuming as if you understood. Fast forward to last night, you hop on Maggie's show without providing anything I kindly asked of you. I came to you. I'm hearing through her how you feel as though I wasn't supportive, etc., etc. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about with that, because I never talked to Maggie about not feeling like he supported me or anything like that. And I'm pretty sure Maggie, she would clarify that too if she chose to say anything on this, which she probably won't, which I don't expect her to. But I don't even know what the fuck he talking about with that. And then he says, now you caused a rift, going behind my back, having a conversation with her. What is that? Now you caused a rift, going behind my back, having a conversation with her about which is in my business if personal. What? I don't even remember him saying this stupid shit. See, that was stupid as hell. Now you've caused a rift going behind my back, having a conversation with her about which isn't my business if personal. Whatever what I assume was promotional. See, comments like this one. Comments like this one is how I know it was more than just about sports takes. It was more than just about sports takes. Because why do you even feel the need to say this? Now you've caused a rift going behind my back, having a conversation with her about, nigga, I ain't never had to go behind your back because I never talked to you about Atlanta Falcon Nation business. See, this is the shit that's in his head. Then he say, which isn't my business if personal. So if it ain't your business, if it's personal, then why the fuck you feel the need to say so? Why you even feel the need to bring this up? So he says, what I assumed was promotional. I went to Maggie about doing a promotion for my business. HomeTeamFits.com, which we're going to get into more of that later. But after this, I'm going to explain something to y'all. But he says, now you call the rift going behind a rift, talking about between him and her, going behind my back, having a conversation with her about which isn't my business, if personal, whatever what I assumed was promotional. You being on caused a rift between us. I asked kindly beforehand not to show up talking, and he mean that rift he talking about between him and Maggie. I asked kindly beforehand to not show up on AFN shows. Now I feel like you blatantly and knowingly did so. Let me make this real clear for everybody that's watching this. Mag Mike has never decided what happens on Atlanta Falcon Nation. Never. He's never made that choice. It's never been up to him. What happens on Atlanta Falcon Nation is always been up to Maggie T. Why? Because if you go look, Maggie T is the only person that's on Atlanta Falcons Nation papers. If you go on the Georgia Secretary of State, Atlanta Falcon Nation LLC, the only licensed agent on there, ET, not Michael Anthony Linson. His name ain't nowhere near it. That's one. Then he goes on to say, I asked again until said qualifications are met. I cannot risk having you on. If I see you on again without you providing simple actions, I will take it as sheer disrespect of our hard work and dedication to AFN. This is my response. I don't have anything to do with the rift between you and Mac. Anything involving business with AFN, I've always gone through Maggie. Since the very beginning, your proof of, I said, he don't have to or whatever bullshit like that. I don't really give a fuck. It ain't never been about that. But he said he said something about it. But I said in the chat, I said, nah, these motherfuckers scared of me. They ain't coming up. They not gonna do that. Himself, K Styles, Juan, and Mike all read it that's how I know they share one fucking brain, because they all read that thinking that I was talking about they are literally scared of me. When I was just talking about coming on the pit and having to debate me. But they took it as I think they scared of me, like I'll whoop their asses or something, which I'm not at all against. But that's how they took it, right? So he goes on K-Styles. He gets all up in his feelings. I can see all the goddamn gravy pouring out his goddamn pores. He's so goddamn steaming hot. And he says, I'm gonna get a 4-page. He said, Mike, just wait, Mike. You're gonna get a 4-page letter about how he think that I think I'm the smartest man in the room, and this, that, and I'm like, what in the fuck this nigga talking about? The only conversation I've had with Mike was about this, what I just showed you all in the beginning, in the very beginning. He brings that conversation up as if it was about him. I'm gonna get a 4-page letter about how I'm the smartest man in the room and this, that, and I said this, and I think I'm the smartest man, all this bullshit. So what I did was, because once again, caught off guard, not knowing that I got this kind of tension between with K-Styles, not knowing that there's an issue that's been underlined with K-Styles, not knowing. So what I did was I went to him and I said, just to show you I've never spoke ill about you, my brother. And I sent him the thread of what I just showed you all. And I said, I've spoken about this conversation with Mike publicly, Styles, multiple times. It wasn't about you, brother. Sorry you feel this way. These are my words right here. On December 27, 2024, I've spoken about this conversation with Mike publicly, Styles, multiple times. It wasn't about you, brother. Sorry you feel this way. You know how he chose to respond? What is this really? What's the real issue here? See, this how you know niggas is insecure. K-Styles is insecure as fuck. And he's gullible and easily manipulated and a follower and desperate to have friends. This is how you know. Because this is me right here being very transparent. Being very transparent with him. All my walls down. And this how you choose to respond? What is the real issue here? So I said, I have none. Why do you think I did is what I'm wondering. His response is, I'm talking about the Billy Badass act saying you know hoe and we supposed to be scared of you. See, this is insecurity, y'all. This insecurity. Very self-conscious. If I said to myself, if somebody said that I was scared of them and I ain't, and or whatever, even in the manner of like if they was to try to fight me or something, I wouldn't give a fuck. Especially on this internet shit. Why do I care? The chances of me actually meeting you are slim to none for that to even happen. And if it did, I'm confident in myself to be able to handle myself. Why would I get upset? The insecurity of K-Styles is all in this. This is insecurities, bro. That's insecure. I'm talking about the Billy Badass act saying you know hoe and we supposed to be scared of you. Well, how are we even talking right here? The Billy Badass Act? How we talking, man? The Billy Badass Act? See, this how you know motherfuckers really just not really using a brain. I've been the same. Nothing about me since any of these dudes met me has changed. I talk shit. I'm loud. I've never changed. So even if I was saying these niggas scared of me in that manner, you should already know that's just me. That's how I've always been, nigga. This ain't no act. But it wasn't even in that manner. I was simply saying that you scared to come up against me in a debate. Which you are. All of you. You're nervous about it. Hell, I would get nervous too if it was me debating one of y'all. I get nerves when it comes to competition because I'm a competitor. Any competitor will tell you nerves are involved in competition. But y'all run from that because y'all hoes, y'all pussy. That's why I said I ain't no hoe in that chat. I said ain't no hoe in me. Because I don't run from competition. Every last one of y'all motherfuckers do. Because y'all some bitch ass niggas. And now that's what I'm saying right now. But then I laughed it off and I said, bro, you should know me well enough by now. I talk cash money shit. It's not personal, bro. The same shit these niggas talk about people getting in their feelings about and they taking things too personal. It ain't personal. This is just how Mad Mike Sports do. This is what we do. Don't take it personal. It's not personal. Don't get in your feelings. The same shit these niggas tell y'all not to get in y'all feelings about or tell me, myself and other content creators not get. This nigga right here all in his goddamn feelings. All 300 some pounds of his fucking feelings. He all into them right now. I'm talking about the Billy Badass Act saying you know ho and we supposed to be scared of you. I'm starting to think you might be. But don't worry. If you was to see me in person, K-Styles, you wouldn't do shit. I'd just slap the shit out your ass with a goddamn bat. And that'd be the end of it. But it wouldn't even on that. It wouldn't even on that then. Then it wouldn't even on that. Now I do. I want to slap shit out your ass with a slugger. I might take a slugger and carve your motherfucking name into it. And it be just for me to slap the shit out your ass with when I see you. If I see you. Gave you a chance for that too. We're going to talk about that in a minute. Start right here.
That's on a different journey. You know, one thing I try to do, I try my best to keep. I try my best to try to keep behind the scenes issues behind the scenes.
So he tried his best to keep behind the scene issues behind the scenes. First of all, he's about to try to reference in this video that this issue has to do with me losing my channel and not being welcomed on Mad Mike Sports anymore. Because it ain't AFN because I'm still welcomed on Atlanta Falcon Nation. If you paying attention, everything Atlanta Sports with Big Wheel is on Atlanta Falcon Nation. I'm on that show most of the time. The Lockness podcast, he streams his shows on the Atlanta Falcon Nation. I've been on that show. I was just on Lady Birds of AFN. That's Atlanta Falcon Nation. So, yeah. So he's going to make the claim that that's the issue that has been at hand. I just showed y'all it ain't. The issue is they've always had an issue with Blakberry, and Blakberry called them out for it. But they run from saying what it is because they some bitch ass niggas. And he himself and whatever little muppet in his little circle, they don't want to admit that they've been talking shit about Blakberry from the very beginning. But one of them let the cat out the bag. We gonna get to that too.
Just how I grew up. You know what I'm saying? If you got some shit as if you got stuff that you're trying to, you know, it just you're trying to resolve and you done everything that you possibly could to resolve.
This bitch ain't contacted me since he hasn't contacted me personally since November 2024. He ain't got my phone number. I don't have his. The only way for me and him to contact each other is through somebody else or on Facebook. And I just showed y'all he ain't contacted me, or I haven't, nor have I contacted him on Facebook since November 2024. Since November 2024, almost a full year ago. Which is also, excuse me, which is also well before I start talking shit about the bitch ass nigga publicly. But let's continue.
Resolve the right way, because I'm a man of faith, and I believe in if you got an issue with somebody, you go to that person and y'all try.
Yeah, man. Hold on 1 minute.
Talk about possibly could to resolve.
Say that again, bitch.
To resolve the right way, because I'm a man of faith, and I believe in if you got an issue with somebody, you go to that person and y'all try to talk about it, whether it's hostile or it's cordial, whatever the case may be.
So I just showed y'all that I went to that bitch ass nigga like a man. Like a man. And I didn't even want to do it over no damn DMs. I showed you. I asked him. I said, man, let's not do this over this. He didn't respond to that. So I went on and did it like that. Through the DMs. Now, just wait till I get to where I got proof that they've been talking. They've had an issue with Blakberry. And I'm saying they now. Because some more information has been given from them that you clearly had an issue from the very beginning, because one of you even said so. So wait till I get to that. But if you got an issue where he from and how he came up, you go to the man like a man. Okay. He's a liar.
That you try to speak on it with that person. Okay? With that person.
Nigga, you a bitch.
And for the most part, I think we've done a wonderful job of doing exactly that. To those people who were involved in a lot of things past, you know, miscommunications, whatever the case may be, you know, certain things just didn't go as we initially planned, or I wouldn't say necessarily planned, but things change. People have different visions and different things, you know, different routes they want to go, which is fine.
That's a cheap way of him trying to save face on other content creators that he's worked with before that went on to do their own thing that he had issues with after the fact because of whatever the reason is. That's him trying to save face because, and he about to say it, he knows I've been in contact with them. And he think it's about him. That's the paranoid shit that I'm talking about. He think because they've been on my shows Tidy, Low, Uncle Steve. He think because they've come on my shows that I'm contacting them. Let's continue.
But like, look, I'm a Summer Hill born, Atlanta born, West Side, East Side, South Side. Look, I've lived everywhere.
Sound like your people been running all your goddamn life. What it sound like to me.
In Atlanta, I'm a true AT alien, and it's just certain shit that we do by the code of these streets, by the code of just on some real man shit.
Nigga,
that you
a
keep
bitch.
To yourself. That you try to keep to yourself. And this is going to be some Falcon football talk, so y'all can throw some questions in there. But this is speaking directly to this person.
And that's what he do. He not as dumb as he looks, even though he is a fucking idiot. He knows to title things in a way where it's hard to find later on. For people that's trying to prove something, which he's avoided putting a lot of this shit on his channels. He pretty much just been letting K Styles put all this shit on his channel. All the drama shit. Where did this shit come from? Let's continue.
This person knows exactly who he is. All right.
He's
doing everything in his power. Like, he's doing everything in his power to try to get me to respond in the way that he wants me to respond. And I see no reason to do that.
Now, see, at the time, this is the very last live he did. That he did solo by himself. This without having anybody else on it. This is the last solo live he did. Okay. Now he's saying that I've been doing everything in my power to go out my way. And
this guy is who everybody call. He called himself home team. This person knows exactly who he is. All right. He's doing everything in his power. Like, he's doing everything in his power to try to get me to respond in the way that he wants me to respond.
No. We're reacting. So when we're reacting, we have to have content. We got to have context, right? We gotta have some context. Now, I haven't said anything about Mad Mike Sports or anybody associated with Mad Mike Sports that I don't like since before this year's Red and Black meet and greet, which is hosted by Atlanta Falcons Nation. Maggie T. I haven't said anything about any of them since then. Reason being because I already did. I already went on. I already did a whole. Already had a live. Well, at the end of it, I pretty much tore in all y'all motherfuckers. Don't believe me? I know you seen it. I know you seen it because you talked about it. This is the last time. Actually, no, this wasn't the last time. But this one I really ripped off. This one I really got off in all the.
The thing is, though, it's Mad Mike Sports. That's his little world. If he want to be the head honcho, that's fine. That's cool. But see, the worst thing you can give a narcissist that's insecure about himself is the internet. Yeah. It's followers. It's somebody that believe in him. Because now that little pretender, that little poser, now he got toys he can play with, that he can play pretend with. And see,
I really hate it got to happen to Warren and K Styles like this, but they got to get it too, because they co-signing this shit.
Yeah, y'all
And see,
fuck niggas got to get it too.
It's been just me, right? Up until now, while I was on this line, it's either been just 3 Dirty, or it's either been just Anthony White, or it's either been just Big Low, or just Smitty, or it's just been Blakberry. But see,
And I ain't even cut
it
you off.
ain't just it ain't just me.
And I ain't even cut you off. He be down disrespecting OG Sam. Like, damn, man, let that man
No,
talk.
yeah, but see, Sam an old goddamn, old goddamn misplaced, confused ass snagger two gap mouth motherfucker too. See,
Come on, man.
All right, Sam.
see,
Right, Sam. Your old
this how I know
punk ass
can't
got to
none
get
of them
it too.
really afford. Can't none of them really afford for
And
me
you
to
so
fuck them up
goddamn tough.
the way they asking for, because I know you wouldn't got it like that, Sam, because if you did, you would got your motherfucking mouth fixed by now.
Damn.
See, I ripped off in all y'all motherfuckers. Fuck all that.
But why y'all got Blakberry acting like this?
Nah, but on some real shit, cause that
This
is
2
kind of
months
like
ago.
some big shit you dick right home.
That was 2 months ago. Let me see if I can find the last time I actually said something to y'all stupid motherfuckers. Since you want to pretend like I'm going out my way, I'm going so far out my way. I'm doing so much to go out my way. Let's see when the last time I actually said something. Let me see. This was 2 months ago.
He's giving all the signs and hints that he's a police ass nigga. He'll call the police.
Talking about Mad Mike because he a bitch.
He's giving all those hints. He's also giving him.
This nigga made shorts. First, he made a short with a 50 Cent song. One of them 50 Cent songs. One of them, I'm not completely familiar with a lot of 50 Cent shit, but one of the songs I do know, I just don't. It's been so long, but when I heard it and I heard the lyrics, he put this short out. He put this short out, and it didn't have no sports attached to it at all. No sports attached to it at all. But he made a short with a 50 Cent song after I went on K Styles show and approached them. The clip y'all heard earlier with Maggie on it. After I did that, he goes and makes a short of a 50 Cent song when 50 Cent talks about basically what we gotta say it, how we gotta say it now. Unaliving someone. That's what he do. He do little subliminal little messages. Him and his little circle of Muppets, that's what they do. Little subliminal messages, try to send a message to you. Because they can't approach you directly because they some hoe ass niggas. So when he did that, that's when I did that. That's when I made that video. That the one I showed y'all before this one on that live, that's when I did that live. When I ripped into all of them. Him, Styles, Warren, Sam, I ripped into all of them. That's when I did that. And this was the last time that I said anything.
That he's willing to take my life with a weapon. Go watch his shorts.
Just the last time I addressed it.
It says it all. And while we have every opportunity to squash whatever this is. See, I know the root of it. I know where it come from. The very beginning. I know it come from him not liking where I'm coming from.
Him addressing this shit now is well after the fact. If you ain't figured that out by now.
He don't think that I'm there to be a student to him. Listen to what his homeboy said. Listen to what Warren said.
And I'm gonna play that for you too.
Warren said, nigga, you Mike Made. That's what he said. I'm not Mike Made, my nigga. I didn't come to Atlanta Falcon Nation to be no student. That's the disconnect. That's the miscommunication. Everybody else that y'all talk about outside of the AFN that y'all done helped along the way, y'all want them to acknowledge. Well, Mike wants them, well, all of y'all want the acknowledgement that if it wasn't for Mad Mike, they wouldn't have what they got.
Yo.
Mad Mike didn't reach out to me to be a part of AFN. Nobody did. Maggie T reached out to everybody and said, anybody wants to be a part of the Atlanta Falcon Nation family, hit me up. She gave out her email. I hit her up on her email. Not once did I talk to Mad Mike.
He
Not
ain't
once.
CC'd or none of that
Not
shit.
once did I talk to Mike about being a part of AFN. Not once did I talk to Mike about
Stupid
teaching me
bitch.
how to be a content creator. I'm sorry for you. If you feel like
This was 2 months ago.
when I came to AFN, I didn't acknowledge you as my sensei or my teacher, that I'm sorry for you for that. I'm sorry that you saw.
So that's what it is, y'all. In a nutshell. The bitch mad because I don't fall in line with him like the rest of his circle of Muppets. And his homeboy Dunn, that punk ass nigga, he let the cat out the bag about that when he went on his rant in our group chat. That's when that happened.
The potential I had and was threatened by it.
We gonna just wait till you come across that evidence.
I'm sorry for you for that.
Just wait till you come
Not
across
once
that
did I
evidence
talk to Mad Mike. Not once.
of this.
Not once did I talk to Mike about being a part of AFN. Not once did I talk to Mike about teaching me how to be a content creator. I'm sorry for you. If you feel like when I came to AFN, I didn't acknowledge you as my sensei or my teacher, that I'm sorry for you for that. I'm sorry that you saw the potential I had and was threatened by it. I'm sorry for you for that. But what I will not do is I won't allow you to have that kind of power over me. Well, all this sneak dissing and all this backdoor politicking that you've been doing,
Sneak dissing like a
and trying to
motherfucker.
pretend like you ain't been doing it, trying to pretend like it's Blakberry that just wanted somebody to be his friend. That's cool.
That's what Maggie said. They
I'm
throwing
not gonna
stones
let
and
you have
hiding
that
their
power
hands.
over me, because I know if I throw them gloves on you, you ain't gonna put them on. Because you're already hinting at pulling out weapons. You're already hinting at calling the police.
Let's get to this though.
Unlike you,
Let's get to this.
and you might not like my words, but I'm being very transparent with you. Let's talk about this shit and get this shit nipped in the bud. It's been links dropped all kind of ways, man, for us to have this conversation, bro. You saying you and your partners them saying why ain't nobody reached out to y'all and all that bullshit. That's a bunch of bullshit. All the cash money shit I done talked about you and had links for you to be able to tap. If you had some out, if you really didn't like what was being, listen, man. It's real easy because you got these people around you. It's real easy for you to pretend like you ain't been sneak dissing in the back, like you ain't been telling lies in the back, because you got these folks that's gonna ride for you. I'm telling you just like this, bro. We need to talk about this shit.
And what I didn't know was some of those people around him, like Juan, also was harboring some kind of issue with me all this time about making some fucking shirts. That bitch ass nigga ain't nothing to me about him being the one making shirts. And even if you was to come to me, nigga, about making some shirts, bitch ass nigga, what the fuck that got to do with me? That ain't gonna stop me from doing my thing. Why is stopping you from doing yours? You a pussy ass nigga, Warren. Fuck you.
And just like how you was saying, I don't have to talk about this on here. I understand now. I understand why.
Nigga, Warren, pussy.
Exposure.
You don't want to be exposed, and that's cool. And if don't nobody hear it, then it's almost like it didn't ever happen if it's just between me and you.
Mm.
So let it just be between me and you then.
Mm-hmm. It's 2 months ago.
Stop acting
over
like
2 months ago.
Have an issue.
Almost 3 months ago.
Because to be honest with you, bro, it ain't good for your health. And you can take that for however you like. But it ain't good for your health, bro.
That was 2 months ago. That was the last time I talked about it. Ain't said nothing about him. Ain't said nothing about his homeboys. Simply because I didn't have to. The red and black event, it came and went. He never reached out. None of them never reached out before then to have a discussion, except for the only person reached out was OG Truth Hurts. I don't know what his stance is on none of this. I done heard a couple things that he done had to say, but he ain't been direct. But he the only one that reached out. The only one. He didn't want a long explanation. It is what it is. But I wasn't going to reach out again. I just showed y'all proof of when I reached out the first time in the very beginning. And I'm going to show y'all how I know that my claims that I'm making are valid. That there has been an issue from the beginning. And his homeboy going to say so. But first, let's react to this.
Home team with Blakberry.
That's me, bitch.
You finally got exactly what you wanted.
I did.
You wanted my attention.
Could give a fuck about your
it.
attention. I never asked for your attention. I asked for you to be honest and truthful. Because you claim to be so. All the shit you want to tell the people that you about being a man, and honoring street code. All the shit you want the people out there in cyber world to know about yourself. Everything you want them to believe you are. That you're claiming that I'm not. I already showed proof that you already telling that you done told lies. You're a lying piece of shit. And I ain't got no respect for you.
You wanted
especially
a
now.
face-to-face
Now for sure.
type of. Well, let me rephrase that. You wanted a live spectacle where Mike loses his complete shit over a football, personal, whatever the
I don't know what the fuck you talking about.
case may be. You wanted a one-on-one sparring with me. This is what you
Don't know what you're talking about.
wanted. And I'm being real when I say this. I'm very much a changed man.
Don't give a fuck.
I'm very much a changed man. And I still stick to what I said to you. Because as a man,
What did you say
fuck
to
a
me?
man of faith, fuck a man of pettiness, bullshit, whatever the case may be. Whatever the case may be. I went to you about said issue.
What issue? Because I just
I went to you about said issue.
I just showed y'all. If he's talking about that damn show, my damn channel being canceled, and me showing him proof or whatever that I could be on YouTube or that my channel was gonna be reinstated, that ain't never been the issue. That's never been the issue. That I'm not welcomed on Mad Mike Sports. That ain't never been the issue. Do I agree with that bullshit? No, because I know it's some bullshit. I know it was just an excuse that was used to get me off of your platform. I know the underlying issue has been that you always had an issue with Blakberry. You, somebody in your crew. And we gonna get to how I know that.
I went to everybody that allegedly had a whatever the case may have taken something that I've done, said in the past. I've actually had a one-on-one conversation.
He's a liar. What a lot of people like him do is they tell a half-truth to fix a lie. Somebody contacted me after he made this video. Somebody that he's alluding to subliminally here. They reached out to me and asked me if I spoke with him. And I said, hell no, he a bitch. That nigga lame as fuck. I won't speak to that punk ass nigga. And they said, well, he hit me up. And he should know I'm the last one want to talk to him. And I said, want to work with him. And I was like, yeah. You know, they hate my guts right now. So he gonna try to save face with a lot of people because they're playing now because he think I'm part of some conspiracy to take him down. Is to get everybody to think that Blakberry is this selfish, jealous, bad person that's no good for the I don't know what. I don't know. But I know they done tried to do it with people inside of AFN. They've already tried doing that. He himself and K Styles and OG Sam or whoever the fuck else, Warren, they've already made those attempts. they may have succeeded with one or two. To try to get people against Blakberry or to try to get people to phase Blakberry out. Like I said, I don't give a fuck. You can try to do that all you want. The problem you're going to continue to run into is that I've always been 100. I've always been solid. There's not one piece of evidence you can go back to that's going to point to Blakberry lying or being untruthful or not addressing something head on. I'm a very direct person. Very direct. Let's keep reacting to this bullshit
with these people. Even the people that you don't often see a lot on our path,
And what he doing right here, he proclaiming that he had one-on-one conversations with everybody that he's had an issue with. And he's made nice with everybody. And everybody's playing nice now.
Platform. I went out my way to try to make things right. Whether we talked like that or whether we cool or not. Yeah, I still try to do that. But this is what happens.
I hope some of y'all content creators out there heard that.
When you got somebody that is unhappy with themselves.
And I'm unhappy with myself.
They point the finger at you and say, you're the problem. You unhappy with yourself because you didn't take advantage of the opportunity that was given to you.
Bitch, I don't give a fuck about whatever you talking about. What opportunity? You didn't give me no opportunity, you weirdo. You didn't give me no fucking opportunity. Like I said, I spoke to Maggie T. Never spoke to you about any opportunity, motherfucker. The lies you continue to spread. Listen to these lies.
You did this to yourself, Mr. Blakberry. You did this to yourself.
That's right. Call me Mr. Bitch.
We all look you dead in your eye. And when you were having hard times, we said, hey, I think this is what you should do.
What hard times? What hard times? Because if you're talking about the time that I lost my house, if you're talking about that, never talked to you about that. If you're talking about the hard times I had when I lost my first truck, never talked to you about that. If you're talking about the hard times I had when my wife was having open brain surgery, I'd never talked to you about that. And that was that was this year. That was 2025. So what hard times you talking about? Oh, you're lying again. And to look me in my eyes, we all looked you in your eyes. Who the fuck is you talking about? K Styles? That bitch worked in a warehouse as a forklift driver. One took on an occupation that his wife got him into. And Sam, I don't know what in the fuck that snagger-tooth, gap-mouth, gout-looking motherfucker got. I don't know what kind of damn profession he in. And I don't know their situations. I know yours. Oh, I do know Styles' situation. I ain't gonna go there. Not yet. And Styles, you know what's saving you. You know what's saving you from me, Styles. But I promise you, your mouth gonna get you with your name called into a Louisville. And you better hope you don't never see me. Because that's what your mouth gonna get you. Same thing with you, Warren. But Michael, you say you all looked me in my eyes. I wonder when you did that. And said, this is what we think you need to do. Like y'all motherfuckers giving me advice about what? About what? Running a business? So none of you know how to do that. Except maybe Warren. Maybe Warren. Like I said, that nigga just doing whatever the fuck his wife do. I don't know. But what else? What could you give me advice on what to do with my hard times that you claim and I came to you about? Because I never did. And I sure hell ain't look for no advice from your motherfucking ass on what not to do or what to do. Bitch, nigga, you live with your... Listen. I done seen this nigga in person 2 times. At the inaugural Red and Black event, that him and K Styles, them claim they spent over $10,000 for the rest of you all, the fans, to be able to go attend. And to be able to drink free and eat free and party for free. They claim they spent $10,000 for that event, over $10,000 for that event. And I seen them for the first time in person there. That was what? We in 25 to 24, 23. That was in 2023. Nobody was at any odds. Then everybody was cordial. There's video of us parlaying together and partying together. Everything was all good then, so you couldn't be talking about then. And the second time I saw you in person was at the Red and Black event the following year in 2024. Which was after your homeboy Dunn had his little bitch fit in our group chat. And I made a conscious decision, spoke with Maggie and told her I was no longer going to engage in the conversations on Atlanta Falcon Nation group chat. Because I don't like the way you say whole shit. You see the bitch shit and the whole shit. Well, your partner Dunn, he showed a lot of bitch tendencies in his little rant he went on. And because I know all y'all partners, all y'all cool or whatever, I'm just going to exclude myself. I'm just going to remove myself from being engaged in those conversations. And since then, I have not commented in Atlanta Falcon Nation group chat. I haven't responded to anything. If I did, it was by mistake. Or if it was one thing, it was to address something that was addressed towards me. If I did, it was important. And it was probably one time. I can't even really remember, but I think it was one time I commented on something. But it was something important. But I haven't engaged in conversation since then. And as a matter of fact, because what I am doing is exposing you for being a fucking liar. When I go in, I see that when I go into that group chat that I'm still a part of, I see that your homeboy Dunn isn't in the chat no more. Why is that? Why is that? He's no longer in any of the chats. he done went dark again. That little bitch ass nigga done tucked his tail between his legs. Now see, you say that in front of you, I don't have that same energy. Well, I only been in front of you twice. The first time we ain't had no Anna. No Anna at all the first time. Not to my knowledge, but apparently in secret, y'all was talking shit about me. But the second time, which was the last time that I saw you in person in 2024, and was that June, July? In July of 2024, at the Red and Black event, you know, at the place that burned down after y'all had y'all event at it, or y'all's event at it. When I saw you there, the only tension that would have been between us would be the whole my channel getting taken down and you not allowing me back on your platform until I could show proof my channel was reinstated. And at which I've already said I didn't have no issue with that. None. I have no ill will or ill manner. I have no feelings about that whatsoever. It's your platform, your rules, whatever. Even though it's some bullshit and it's just an excuse to get me off your platform, and you think somebody's stupid enough to believe it, well, of course, your little circle of Muppets, because they dumb as hell. But I said, cool, whatever. It is what it is. That's what that man say. That's what it is. It don't make me none. Reason why it didn't make me none, nigga, is because the shit you claiming to build, you didn't. You didn't build a Rex Pit. You didn't come up with the idea for the Rex Pit. The Rex Pit ain't been on Atlanta Falcon Nation in over 2 years. 2 years. It hasn't been on Atlanta Falcons Nation in over 2 years. And I'm going to get to the evidence of that. Let's keep reacting.
This is the way you should do. Hey, I would stop this if I were you.
And this nigga claiming he gave me some advice when I was in hard times.
You looked at all of us and repeated to yourself, I got it. Me and my team, we got it. I'm good over here.
I don't have a team. How you know he lying?
It's you. You did this. You did this to yourself.
Do everything myself.
You lost certain aspects of things. You did. You did this because you didn't want to take heed to what we offered out of the kindness of our heart. You did this to yourself.
False claims. He didn't offer shit. He didn't. He never offered his platform to me. Never. Just because when Maggie bring me on the Atlanta Falcon Nation, just because now you allowing for me to be on your platform, don't mean you brought me in. Because you didn't. You lying ass bitch.
You did this.
I did this.
We offered a home for you to be able to put your so you can be seen, so you can brush up your skills because we.
All right. So he claimed he gave me a home. What he claiming? He claiming he gave me a home for my content. I've always had my own StreamYard account. Never used theirs. Always had my own. That's one. Two, I was making videos and posting them as content before I came to AFN. and his little bitch ass Muppet one say that nobody knew me before his show. He claimed his show, Dirty Bird Thursdays, that came on AFN. Well, Kai is associated with AFN. I don't know if she still is. But her and Maggie was tight. But if you remember Kai has a story about how I was one of the people she watched doing my videos from the sleeper of my truck before I came to AFN. When I came to AFN, I had more followers on my channel than I have now. On the old channel. The old channel already had almost 400. I had almost 400 subscribers before I came to AFN. Almost 4. It was like 330 some subscribers. That's more than I got now on the new channel. I didn't need that shit, my guy. I had my own platform. It may not have been as big as yours, but I wasn't looking for no home. False claims.
Brought you in because we felt like you had some sort of talent.
Brought me in because we felt like you had some sort of talent. Bitch, fuck you. I got more talent in my pinky than you doing your whole scrawny ass body.
We don't bring anybody in with Atlanta Falcons, Nation, AFN, Mad Mike Sports, Unholy Lines. We don't bring anybody in if we don't truly believe in them. We don't see some sort of talent in them. We don't do that. I don't waste people's time. If I think you fucking suck, I think y'all know me by now. That's the home team.
Fuck you.
Everybody in this chat, y'all know this by now.
No, they
y'all
don't.
seen me in these streets.
No, they haven't.
Y'all seen me at these in these at the game.
A game a year.
AFN. Y'all seen me in it. Y'all see. We exactly who we say we are.
No, you're not. You're a bitch.
We are exactly who we say we are. You did this to yourself. You did not follow the rules.
You know what? I hate this nigga voice. I really hate reacting to this shit because this nigga is annoying as fuck. Did what to myself? Not be welcomed on your platform, bitch? I don't give a fuck.
You did not follow the rules. And I'm not talking about Mad Mike's rules. You didn't follow YouTube rules and you lost yourself. When we constantly offered advice for you.
Lies.
We did this. So, and again, this is
there was never a conversation with me or anybody on AFN about what I used in my content. Never. Never. Also, the copyright claims that got my page taken down was for a sound effect. A city weather alert siren. That's on almost every producer's switchboard to include into their productions. This was at the beginning of these stupid YouTube AI bots going in and looking for copyrighted content. When I first got monetized, I got hit with like 5 strikes at one time for content that was made months and years ago. And it automatically got my account shut down without me being able to dispute them because of how many it was at one time. Every copyright claim for the exact same thing before then, I won the disputes on. So the only reason my channel got took down was because of how many strikes I got all at one time. And because YouTube is doing a different, they got this new AI system that they use now. It's really hard to get that damn channel back. But I'm gonna get it back. But fuck you, nigga, thinking you know what you talking about.
The man of God. This has been. I've been trying to hold. I've been doing.
Man of God. So he a man of God, right? The Bible talks about people that are gonna claim to be holy, but are gonna be wicked in their ways. See, when you do all that sneak dissing you done behind the scenes, and now going before the masses, going before the public, telling them all these lies about Blakberry, but claiming to be a man of God, that's exactly who the Bible warns you to stay away from. Matter of fact, Second Timothy chapter 3, verses 1 through 5, speaks on turning away from men who boast about themselves, are false accusers, proud, despisers of those that are good, etc. And there's other scripture that references to men that claim to be holy, but are wicked in their ways. Titus 3:10 says, a man that is an heretic after the first, a man that is a heretic after the first and second admonition. Sorry, I pronounced that wrong. After the first and second admonition, reject. Meaning, after the first and second warning that I give you, you still continue to do the shit you do, to reject you. So you wonder why. You wonder why there hasn't been a response till now. That's why. Because I needed to go in my word, and I needed to make sure that if I was going to respond, that I was doing it in right. I was doing it in just. And Proverbs 26, 4 through 5 says it warns about addressing a fool. It warns about addressing a fool but it implies to address a fool wisely. So not to give the fool false victory or truth. In Proverbs 26, 4 through 5. It warns about addressing a fool because you might become like the fool. But it also implies to address the fool wisely. So not to give the fool false victory or truth. Lest he wise in his own conceit. And I find myself to be wise in my own conceit. I find myself to be that. Because I know what you've been doing all along, all this time. I know what you've been doing. And I think there was a point when maybe you had retracted. But then your little circle of Muppets had their problems too. See, all y'all share fucking brain. It only took for one of them, or maybe two of them, to have some issue with Blakberry. We're going to get there. Let's continue.
Everything I could possibly do to stay away from this type of stuff. Keep inside issues. Like I said, one thing I do know, it's like God never told us that life would be easy.
This nigga contradicts himself. He say he do everything he can to not keep this stuff, to keep this stuff from going public. He do everything he can to keep from taking stuff that's behind the scenes or in house to keep it from going public. But I just showed you he ain't reached out to me since November of 2024. And that was about something totally different. That don't sound like doing everything you can to keep in-house stuff private. You're a liar and you contradict yourself.
Especially when you're giving, like, there are consequences for good actions and bad actions. And unfortunately, when you have a kind heart, well, some people are going to try to take advantage. Some people are going to try to take advantage of the situation, and some people are going to want to do things under their own personal terms, but they want to do it on your watch without taking in consideration that these are your platforms. They don't want to take.
Atlanta Falcon Nation is not his platform. And I dare him to say it is. I dare him to say Atlanta Falcon Nation is his platform. I dare him to say it. I dare you to say it. I dare you to say Atlanta Falcon Nation is your platform.